Hey folks, we're back live at the Regent Theatre getting ready for tonight's show. I'm your host, the BMD, on Rogers Television, Channel 10 in the Durham region and expanding across Ontario. We are one of the top shows in the Rogers family. Sitting here tonight, as I said, live in the Regent Theatre, we are going to discuss tonight's show. It's a tribute offering from Blackrose Entertainment again, and I have right beside me the musical director of the production tonight. And who are you, sir?
I am Rob Laidlaw, and I am the musical director of the Echoes and Icons show, which encompasses, this specific show encompasses three tributes, Jimi Hendrix, Janis Joplin, and Jim Morrison. And tonight we're focusing on Jim Morrison, the music of the Doors, and Janis Joplin.
Now, who's starring? Who are the star feats on those tributes?
This evening, we've got Jerome Godbout, who is a local, when I say local, Ontario artist who has been in the music industry for 30 years. And Robin Benedict from the Nag region, who has also been in the industry, not as long as Jerome, but definitely 10, 15 years, as Janis Joplin.
Now, off camera, warming up together, getting to know each other, you mentioned how the tribute scene has really exploded, not just in the Durham region, but I'm assuming Canada-wide. Can you tell the listeners and viewers a little bit about that?
Yeah, I mean, you know, in essence, what we're doing is it's an homage. Like we're paying tribute to some of the artists that are still with us, and many of them which aren't. The artists that we're actually focusing on, which is Jim Morrison, Jimi Hendrix, and Janis Joplin, obviously passed away 40 years ago. More than that, actually. And interestingly, they were also in a collection of artists at the time that all passed in their 27th year. So there's a number of things that are interesting that coalesce with those.
Is that
three
a
artists.
mystic vibe?
It truly is. I mean, there's a bunch of other artists, huge stars that have also passed on at that age. Kurt Cobain from Nirvana, Amy Winehouse, all 27 years old, and subsequently they're part of the 27 Club. In the industry, we all sort of have that as something that we talk about. But any of the tributes, and Scott can attest to this, have, I'd say, before COVID for sure, but since COVID, it's just exploded exponentially. And I think one of the things is that we were so starved during those couple of years and deprived of any live entertainment. When things did open up, the tributes offer a very affordable, high quality experience of all of our favorite bands.
And take you back from your youth.
Well, 100%. I mean, that's the one thing about music, right? It transcends age, race, religion, everything, right?
And the baby boomers are getting older.
That's right. Yeah, our generation is definitely, you know, and so it's an affordable way for us to go see the Eagles, to go see Janis Joplin, to see, I know Scott had mentioned Pretzel Logic, Steely Dan, right? So, and I mean, there's a few that there are multiple tributes of the same act because there's such a demand for it. Bands like ABBA, bands like AC/DC.
Oh, yes.
And they're filling theaters across North America, right? Theaters and casinos. So that was something, I mean, I personally have been involved in a lot of the original Canadian bands. Scott was kind enough to offer me some opening slots with my Janis Joplin, Robin Benedict, who is also an original artist in her own right, very talented singer-songwriter. And we opened for Chilliwack, Honeymoon Suite, and April Wine this past summer. And all of those bands I've worked with over the years because I'm producing the singer from Honeymoon Suite solo CD. My last sort of main touring band was a band called Platinum Blonde. I also produced their CD. So I've worked with, from Kim Mitchell to Alana Miles to Platinum, all the Loverboy, all the major Canadian bands. And the interesting thing, I'm working with a band called Toronto right now, and the lead singer in Toronto 2 summers ago said, Rob, would you be interested in doing some ABBA shows? And I go, okay, well, I don't know exactly, you know, and she says, well, it's an ABBA tribute. And so I accepted the offer, and once I saw how robust the scene was for tribute bands and how appreciated how loved by the audiences these bands were, I immediately, I mean, it something clicked in my brain where I thought, okay, well, this is something that not only would I love to do, because you're literally playing to enthusiastic crowds, sold out crowds most nights, and like you say, I mean, talk about bringing you back to your youth, to a time when things were simpler, and you know, there was because music touches every one of us differently. The same song impacts every single person in a different way, and whether it's, you know, love and loss and you know, joy, sorrow. It's an important part of the fabric of our culture, right?
Well, listen, you're busy, we're busy, Scott's going to be busy. I'm glad to certainly have met you, sir.
Absolutely.
Well
Great to meet
done.
you.
And
thank you so much.
I didn't know anything about that, so it's always nice when you can learn something. Folks, this has been a presentation by Blackrose Entertainment. I'm the BMD, your host on Rogers Television, Channel 10 in the Durham region, but growing rapidly. And we'll be right back after this mix. Hey folks, it's the BMD, your host of Meet the Band, and we are here with one of our new segments, Behind the Scenes, and talking to
Robin Benedict.
And Robin is going to be playing tonight as a tribute to
Janis Joplin.
Janis Joplin. So we wanted to take her away from the sound check like we do. Scott's been good enough to let us in, and we want to find out, what do you say, what do you know? So, Robin, tell the audience a little bit about your background.
Well, I started singing with my mom in a choir at a young age, and after high school, I just started serving in restaurants, and then I joined a band, a rock band in my early 20s, and then I got sick of serving in the industry itself, so I sat down and forced myself to learn 30 songs on the guitar.
Wow.
And quit my serving job and started pounding the pavement for gigs, and that was 15 years ago.
Wow. So a little bit of writing? Do you do writing
I do a
on
lot
the
of
side?
writing, actually. I have a couple of EPs out, and I'm now, Rob, who you just met, is producing my new record. That will be coming out sooner than later. We're not sure exactly on time yet, but these songs are a culmination of personal experiences, world experiences, what we've been going through in the last few years.
So I'd like to ask, why Janis Joplin?
Why?
Why her? Why are you
Well, it's funny,
tributing
actually.
her?
One of my songs that's going to be on my record is about Janis. It's
Okay.
an ode to Janis.
Okay.
And it's probably my favorite song I've ever written, and I truly believe that she was literally helping me write the song.
That's important. That's what I was getting to.
Yeah.
So there's a link.
Oh, yeah.
So what about playing live? What's the
Playing
turn
live.
on live? Is it live, recording? What gets you going about live?
Music is such a universal language. You know, it's a common ground for everyone. So people that you don't know that are sitting in the audience watching you afterwards, they approach you and it's like, you know them. It's like you've known each other for years. And I love connecting with other human beings. And I love bringing joy to people as much as possible. That's always been my goal in life. And
I feel your emotions. You're getting through.
yeah.
You're getting through. It's important.
Yeah, I mean, I'm so grateful and lucky to be able to do what I do. I was given a gift to sing, and so grateful that to myself, actually, for honoring that and not going to college.
I take it she's your favorite artist
She
of
is,
all time?
Of course, yeah. I mean, how do you listen to a Janis song
Yeah.
without feeling something?
Yeah.
And that's what, for me, it's about, is portraying an emotion of some kind, like, you know, and allowing the audience to feel whatever emotion comes up for them, right? Because it can all be different. Everyone can be feeling, like Rob said, is something different, but everyone's feeling something, and we are supposed to be emotional human beings. We're not.
That's the big one.
And when we were children, we were told, stop crying, and so I think that there's a lot of trauma there on a global level, maybe not global, maybe just like North America, because we definitely have a different bubble that we're living in, but then being able to be emotional, like at a music show, can really help to bring those emotions up and then release, right?
Gotcha.
So we can let go of a lot of stuff when we are fully engaged in music.
So final question, what can the audience expect tonight from you?
Well, tonight I'm just gonna come out and give my 150,000% like I always do, and hope to touch somebody.
There's the big word.
Yeah.
Big word. Well, folks, we are live at the Regent Theatre. I am the BMD. Had a great chat here with
Robin Benedict.
and she is going to be the tribute artist for
Janis Joplin.
Janis Joplin tonight. So get down to the Regent Theatre if you haven't bought a ticket. Attempt to get in here. I'm the BMD. This has been Meet the Band Behind the Scenes.
Hello, I love you, won't you tell me your name? Hello, I have no idea of the key. I'm probably right for not even trying. Hello.
No, you weren't.
Was I?
That's good, yeah, thanks.
Hey folks, back here live at the Regent Theatre. I'm your host, the BMD, for our Rogers Television Network TV, Channel 10, on our fabulous show. I'm going to say that, Lucas, because we've had a great time so far here at the Regent. Meet the Band, that's on Rogers Television, and our new segment we've just installed is Behind the Scenes, and we are behind the scenes with a gentleman by the name of Jerome Godbout.
That's how you pronounce it.
Yeah, well, that's what I thought. Now, is that a stage name? I got to ask that, or a
good
given
question,
name?
because it's French Canadian, Godbout.
Yeah.
But when I present that spelling to people, I get Godbolt, which I kind of like.
Yeah.
Godbout. That's kind of cool too. But it's pronounced Godbout, French.
Oh, yeah, I'm
So
good.
I started.
I'm good.
I chopped off the T. It was like a band member that wasn't making any sound, so I got rid of them, that silent T, and it's Godboo.
Gotcha.
And I like it. I like letters a lot. 6 letters, you can split it, 3 and 3. God, boo. And I like it because it's also God. It
Yes.
reminds me of Christmas a little,
Yes.
right? God. And boo is Halloween.
Yes.
So I got
So
both
you got the
yin,
mix.
yang,
You got the mix.
you know?
Listen, bit of background.
Yeah.
Tell the audience
Yeah.
who you are, what do you know, what do you say, where you've come from.
My first job was an offset printer, and I was playing harmonica because my oldest brother, he had all these blues albums, and he gave me a harmonica and showed me the 12-bar blues. What a nice thing for an older brother to do. That was like a father. He told me, that's a job. You got a singer, harmonica player. He said, he's up there rapping. He told me about Greek rhapsodes, how they take the Greek stories and then kind of expand them. So it would be kind of original and kind of traditional. I'm like, I'll do it. Because all these blues songs, I could play them easily.
Mm-hmm.
And they had all these wild lyrics that I wasn't hearing from white rock bands. Even like now I'm love the Stones, but they were too square for me. I was like into these Howlin' Wolf and, Muddy Waters when I was growing up because of my brother's good guidance, telling me it was a job. I would have never figured it out. And he showed
So you've been
me,
a blues man all your life,
like
basically.
since I was 12, because I was into sports. I was really good at baseball, especially.
Now, doing some of the study on your videos and getting to know you, your art from afar,
Yeah.
to prepare for today, I would really give you props on the harmonica playing. Very felt Jaggerish, felt
Yeah.
Morrison, felt all the, not the body movements alone, I
Yeah.
mean the sound. So where did all that come from?
That came like my brother. He just showed it to me, and it was funny because I started playing guitar at the same time. My fingers are still clunky on guitar. I still try and play it all the time. I started, and I just, because of God, some mystery, I got super good at harp, and I'm still really kind of fumbling around.
You mentioned
with the guitar.
God.
Yeah, God boo.
God boo. God boo.
I think the whole thing, with God, is it's so unpopular, and I get why, because there were certain priests that betrayed people. So people go, oh, there's nothing in the Bible, there's nothing in the, there's I Ching, I read them all. because there's spirits, they operate with the world. I'm completely sure of it from my own experience. So I'm not trying to promote God. I'm just saying it's
I'm
like,
kidding you.
it's
I'm kidding
been in culture forever. It's kind of not in culture now, to our own peril.
You know, in interviewing, there's got to be humor.
Yeah.
So we like to throw that in.
No,
So
you can talk about God lightly, and you could say I'm an atheist, and
I
I'll
hear
go,
you.
I'm fine with you.
I want to get back. I want
Try
to
and
get back
force
to
my
how
views
did the
on you.
harp?
Yeah, harp. Yeah.
How did it come?
Well, the angels with their harps. No,
I
I'm
got
just
all that.
kidding.
I got all that. I like the
won't-
tongue in
I
cheek.
won't
I
leave
like
it.
the tongue in cheek.
It just happened.
Was
'cause
it natural?
I
Because
was-
I feel it was natural. Yeah,
It
you had
was
to learn
natural.
it.
Like,
but
okay.
your vibe was there.
I'll give you an example. I'm 13. We're walking towards a festival with my parents. Technically, you should hear the bass first as you're miles away walking towards music. I heard harmonica, and I kept
Interesting.
saying to my parents, "There's harmonica there," and they're like, "Where? And as we got closer, there was a harmonica player. So I don't know the answer why I zeroed in on it. It just seems like a juicy instrument. Like, I like Benny Goodman a lot, clarinet. I actually have been expecting for years to be a superhero clarinet player in the rock world. I think it was Eddie Van Halen. He did it on guitar, what I was thinking, because I was thinking it before him. And then he came along, okay, it's another guitar player, but I keep expecting that. And I know a lot of guys that play blues better than me, like traditional blues, they just swamp it out. But I'm not trying to be the best harmonica player. I want to be the best clarinet harmonica player, or the best Hammond B3
You
organ
want to be the
harmonica
package.
player. I hear other sounds when I play harmonica. So
Interesting.
I figure out how to do it. And then I keep coming up with these techniques that no other harmonica players use, because I keep trying to imitate instruments that aren't harp. And
Final question.
Yeah.
What makes you tick? How do you keep your edge up?
I mean, morals. It sounds so square, but I meditate, and then they have these like precepts. It's like the 10 Commandments. I think everyone's forgotten them in the world, and that's why everyone's bickering and arguing and like trying to sound so smart. It's just go back to the basics. You know, don't steal. Don't fool around with your neighbor's wife. Stuff like that. Just really love each other. And then I just get natural energy and enthusiasm from that. It's just automatic. I think when I've seen people like try and sleaze their way forward in life, tell lies, be manipulative, and they actually get dumber. They forget things. They can't cover their tracks anymore. They get really unintelligent. It's ignorant behavior. And if you just do normal moral behavior, you just get brighter and smarter, and fluky things start happening that I can't explain. Just
Thanks for your time.
Yeah.
We're out of time, but thanks for your
okay.
time. Folks, you've been listening to Meet the Band Behind the Scenes. We are here live at the Regent Theatre, and this segment of the show is brought to you by Blackrose Entertainment. Come on down, everybody. We are here live at the Regent Theatre. See you then. You're listening to Meet the Band with me, the BMD. I'm coming to you with a music video showcase. Stay tuned.
She
We're back on Meet the Band with the BMD.
Okay, so here we are again in the beautiful sunny downtown Rock City, right in the middle of the music district. The Biltmore beside us, the Regent Theatre, and what's super exciting actually in April coming up is that Bond Street event is open, which is pretty cool. We've been waiting for that to open, so that's good. They are started. They're doing a Friday night acoustic session. So that's in their local lounge, which is really kind of cool. And that's on Fridays. And also on Wednesdays, I'm actually DJing in there on Wednesdays. So you should drop by, which would be kind of cool. Slow DJing. So it's a different way of DJing. So it might be kind of fun. And they're also starting to book shows, which is great. And I think the first one they're doing is Puke, 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 right? Which is in what they call the 222. Which we would know back in the day as the old dungeon. So the building, of course, has got like historic resonance because it used to be the old CAW hall, and that was the local 222 for Oshawa. So we've got the local lounge, and then in the basement we got the 222. So that's where that comes from, which I actually just found out. So it's not like I know this sort of stuff at all. So that's kind of cool. So I like all that. Big show for us, of course, is April 8th, Queens of the Stone Age are coming into the Tribute Community Centre. So that's going to be pretty massive. You know, those guys are one of the most foremost sort of like on the edge rock and roll bands. And I think that's going to be a pretty good party. So let me see what else we got in here. Puke, 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 don't forget at Bond Street, but also our friend Steve Stanley, former member of Lowest of the Low, is going to be on the local lounge on that day as well. So that is Friday, April 5th, yeah. And Tijuana Jesus, which is a great band from Bowmanville area, are reuniting to play that gig as well. And also the Sham Family are on that as well with Puke, Puke, Puke. And they're mad, crazy kids as well. Toronto sort of band, but with like Whitby connections. So that's going to be kind of cool. And then at the Regent Theatre next door to us, there's a whole bunch of like tribute bands playing. Colin James, I think, is coming in April 29th. So that's kind of good. Colin James trio. And at the Biltmore, which I'm looking at right now, they have coming up also, I think, April 5th-ish, the Oshawa Music Week, which is organized by the Durham College students. And they have something called Oshawa Madness, which is a whole bunch of like metal punk bands who are going to be playing, which is very much, you know, part of the spirit of the Rock City. We're well known for punk and metal. And let me see. I mean, check all of that sort of stuff because I think we're good with all of that crinkly paper stuff. Pardon me. I think that's pretty good though. I think that's a pretty good. The Queens, you know, Puke, Puke, Puke. You got Steve Stanley coming in, Colin James trio, you know, plus a whole bunch of like every night there's music somewhere. So yeah, and you can always just kind of like come by Cops Records as well here at 34 King Street East. So cheers.
Hey folks, back to the channel. I'm the BMD, your host on our live segment from the Regent Theatre called Meet the Band, and our new episode is behind the scenes, where we let you viewing and listening audience see what happens on a real show before it happens at the Regent. I'm the BMD, and I'm sitting here with my good friend Scott Templeton, owner, operator, and partner of Blackrose Entertainment, and this is called our segment Scott's Corner. Scott's going to tell you what's happening. What do you say? What do you know today, sir?
Well, we have a lot coming up. This is our second time going around with Echoes and Icons. It's a Joplin Hendrix show. Last time they were here, I believe it was in October last year. And going forward, people should look forward for it because we're probably going to go up into October and November in 2025 and get that show going again. Coming up in here at the Regent Theatre, we have Dreamer, which unfortunately it's sold out, folks. We also have...
Any chance of a second show, or
no?
We're not.
We won't. Too short a time. They're
Okay.
here. They're here April 4th. So you have that one. The next show coming up after that is a tribute to Huey Lewis and the News.
Oh.
The Sports album.
Okay.
They were here before, probably about 4 years ago. Amazing band. believe everybody's the same in the band. So they do just a fabulous job. Other shows that are coming up in April we have Colin James at the end of April on April 29th. And in between there's another show. And if I could remember what it was, it'd be amazing.
You got so much in your head,
But,
and
well,
the
we have-
schedule's packed.
Well, we have shows in all sorts of different venues too. We're in Midland. We're at Center in the Square in Kitchener. Those shows are all coming up. One is Honeymoon Suite. One is Viva Elvis, which is the Vegas show with Elvis. And then here we have the one that I didn't want to forget, and I did, is Pretzel Logic. It's the Steely Dan.
Steely
review.
Dan.
Yeah, it's going to be just an amazing show. So folks, go to the box office, go online, get your tickets. We're continuing to fill the Regent Theatre. It's not just me and Blackrose Entertainment, it's other promotions or promoters that are putting shows in here. So the more you attend, live music, it's better for everybody.
More shows you're going to bring.
Absolutely.
Folks, you are with us live at the Regent Theatre with the boss man, Scott Templeton of Blackrose Entertainment. He's packed. We're packed. Don't forget, get on the website. What's the website?
BlackroseEntertainment.ca.
Can't get any simpler than that. I'm the BMD, over and out. Hey folks, the BMD here on my show, Meet the Band. If you or your group would like to be a guest on the show, email us at thebmdpodcast@gmail.com. See you then.